Monday morning. It's the main event. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum, and you know him as 17-year NFL veteran, three-time Super Bowl champion for your Dallas Cowboys. And folks, 49ers might need him this weekend. Dale Hellestrae's here, everybody.
Good morning, Stephen. How are you on this Wild Card Monday?
Doing good.
Yeah.
One more game tonight, two more Monday Night Football games before it's put to bed. Tonight,
Two more.
Well, tonight's NFL
National
Championship game next Monday.
The coronation of
Indiana
Hoosiers.
Okay. How bad is this for Miami? We're going to get into this later, but how bad is this for Miami? They're playing a home game.
Yeah.
And they might not score any points. Their offense isn't good. It doesn't score a lot of points. It struggles at time, as we saw on Friday night. And Indiana's defense is it's rivals best of all time. Let's just put it that. I almost just said it rivals a low-end NFL team like the Cardinals, but I caught myself because that's a little absurd.
Yeah.
But oh my God, we might see a 40-3 ball game on Monday night. But two more Monday Night Football games coming our way, Dale. And then the season's put to bed from that perspective. And I've always said there should be a reward for winning your division, and that reward should be a home game. I don't care what your record is. You win your division. Divisions are there for a reason. Everybody's poo-pooing the 8-9 Panthers. They should have won that game, man. A home game can be special. Home game should be special in the playoffs for winning your division. And they impressed me. At 8-9, that's the best 8-9 team you've probably ever seen.
Are they as good as the Cardinals? What were they? 7-9?
7.
8-1.
No, they were 8-8, weren't they?
Were they 8-8?
Yeah, I don't think they didn't have a losing record.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, I remember Chris Collinsworth, I think it was, said the worst playoff team in the history of football.
Yeah.
But some of it has to do with your matchups too. And the Cardinals had favorable matchup, like when Atlanta came here with the home crowd advantage, and then the Eagles beat the Giants, who were the best team that year. So the Eagles came here. So it also falls in your favor.
Oh, yeah.
But the Panthers just went toe-to-toe with the Rams. That was a fun game. All games were fun until last night. I was kind of disappointed by Chargers.
Last night was a tail whooping by the New England Patriots.
Physical whooping, no less, which actually shocked me more than anything. I didn't think it would turn into a physical battle there with the Patriots and everything. But it was a fun weekend for the NFL, from the NFL side of things. Now we got to hope it keeps going.
Yeah, it's when something like jumps out at you like that. Now you got the game tonight, which I don't know which way it's going to go tonight.
Texans Steelers. This is going to be a 3-3 ball game with 30 seconds to go.
It could be one of those ugly slugfests.
Yes. I don't know what's the weather tonight. Are they going to have that? Oh my God! Do you see that wind last night?
Yes.
In Patriots land.
But they still were able to throw the ball.
I know. Well, that's what's weird about it. Unless they were deep throws, a couple of those long throws that they threw down the field were wobblers. But yeah, how are you able to throw balls when it's wind gusts are blowing the medical tents all over the place? Trash. My favorite part is like you're just sitting there and like a random Doritos bag would fly across your screen. But the Eagles-49ers game had a lot of wind in it as well. So I don't know if that's settling down or not for tonight, because obviously Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, they're apart, but they're not,
Supposed to be about 32 degrees
across
at game time, with the temperatures feeling about 10 degrees cooler because of the nominal winds.
Yeah, Texans, though, man, going into a cold environment, Monday Night Football. That defense will do well.
Yeah.
Just will the offense score anything? Oof.
Does Aaron Rodgers have one more left in him?
I think he does.
You do?
I do.
Okay.
I think Steelers are winning. It's not going to be a 23. It's not going to be a shootout like we've seen the last couple games in the fourth quarter. I think we're going to be limited on points tonight. But I think DK Metcalf coming back is what's going to set the Steelers apart tonight. I'm going to go with.
I think that he's going to be ready and raring to go, and obviously a little hop in his step and ready to prove things.
Like I said, if I'm the Texans, that guy has a front row seat right behind the Steelers bench. courtesy of the Houston Texans.
You mean the guy who got him kicked
Yeah, the guy
out?
that got him kicked out.
Yeah.
Just keep it clean. Just keep it clean. I don't even think we got any finality to that because remember, like they accused him of all this, the racial stuff and everything, and then it kind of just died down after that.
Right.
Hmm.
Well, I think DK just took his 2-game suspension, and let's move on.
So tonight, Monday Night Football. So if you are a football fan, man, it's dwindling down quickly here, folks.
Well, all
Quickly.
the wild card games until last night were within 4 points.
And they were, and I'll even go a step farther. They weren't great games until the fourth quarter. And then they all of a sudden woke up and they all trading touchdowns and points and driving and all that. Yeah, no, it was a fantastic weekend. First time I've sat down and watched every game from start to finish.
Really?
I usually don't do that, and I usually can't do that because you lose interest when somebody
Yes.
gets up by 15, 20. You're like,
Right.
I got to go wash my hair.
That's a lot of football, too.
I know, and it was fun to watch. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed every second of it. The only time Bills Jaguars for a while there was boring me, and I did have to. I sold the white car, folks. So they came over on Sunday morning. So I did miss a little bit of that right before halftime. The
You
Bills,
let him come to your house?
that was boring. So and everything. I know him, so I allowed him to come to my house.
Okay.
Yeah, I know who they are. I know where to find them.
Okay. Well, that's better than some of these stories I hear.
Yeah, I know. Other than that, no, nobody would come to my house. We'd go meet somewhere else. Like Dale's house. Yeah, here's my address.
Yeah.
The bottom of the bottom of Camelback Mountain. Charles Barkley lives right above me. Dale Hellister, everybody.
Here's the gate code.
So good weekend for football. Good weekend for your Suns.
Oh.
Good weekend for most of college basketball local teams.
What do you mean most?
ASU women.
Oh.
Yeah. Played 13th ranked TCU. Got disabled. Got dismantled by them. 76-46 win for 13th ranked TCU over the weekend for ASU women's side of it. Because I see all this stuff where everybody's like, oh, they're undefeated. They're not ranked. How are they not ranked? There's a big chasm between the high ranked teams and the non ranked teams in women's basketball, and we saw that over the weekend at TCU there as well. But yeah, just dismantled by them. I went to a high school high school basketball game on Friday night, Dale.
Ooh.
Saw Miles Smith, the new head football coach of Desert Ridge there. I didn't want to bother him because there was a soccer game. He was obviously recruiting kids.
Hold on, soccer game or basketball game?
Well, I went to a basketball game, but there was a soccer game happening too.
Okay.
And he was like running around back and forth, doing what I think high school head coaches should do. You're recruiting that soccer kid that doesn't want to play football, right? You're recruiting. This was the women's basketball team. They were playing Gilbert Tigers. When I left in the third quarter, in the third quarter, it was like 64 to like 12. Gilbert up ahead.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Gilbert was really good. This isn't a knock on Desert Ridge. Gilbert was fast. They were tall. They were just. I think there were 400 turnovers in the first 3 minutes of this game. They were just shooting the passing lanes. That was a feat and a half for the Gilbert Tigers, the Lady Tigers, what I should say.
Oh, you saw the girls' game.
It was the girls' game.
Okay.
Yeah. That's where the Palm team goes. Tonight's the boys' game. I don't know who they play. I'm going to go tonight for the boys' game.
Look at you.
Well, they go until the Palm team goes out at halftime, and then you can leave after that, which I feel kind of bad because, the gym's quarter full, if that.
Really?
For a Friday night girls team. They don't do the don't do the girls, boys double header, so you can hang out for both of them.
Yeah, that is the thing with the 6A and 5A. The girls are at home, boys are away.
Yeah, I don't get that. You should do the double header so you get more fans there. Because the Palm team ends. I mean, it was a blowout, but the Palm team ends, and we're like, all right, let's get out of here. So half the parents get up and walk out.
I did enjoy that about SCA. They did the JV like at girls at 4, and then the JV boys and the varsity girls, varsity boys.
Even if you did, I don't know if they have JV teams though. They do this weird thing, and I've asked questions on it, but I haven't asked the right people. There's a group of like in this case girls, that sit out, but they're on the team. But they sit out. They just sit on the bleachers behind the benches. And I overheard one of the girls was like, "Hey, you're not playing tonight?" She goes, "No, I played last game." So do they have like too many girls on the varsity, and then they just rotate them? Like you play this game, you don't play this game, blah blah blah. It's like 5 or 6 girls that are not dressed and sitting out. So then I started thinking, is there not a JV team?
That because you would think the
I don't know.
JV girls and the varsity girls would play same.
They should
evening.
play at the same time,
Yeah.
but it's a 6 p.m. tip off. Like they used to start at 7, now it's 6. But that's why you would start it at 7. Was one would play before.
Yeah.
But that's the way to do it. I don't know. That's for smarter people than me, apparently.
Well, you could play JV at 4:30 and the varsity at 6.
I don't see why not.
But-
I don't see why not.
Unless you don't have
But I
enough
don't
girls.
get it either. But yeah, boys play tonight. But yeah, no, that was a dismantling. Go Lady Tigers. And then it allowed me to do all my Gilbert jokes. Well, they're used to stealing stuff.
So you don't like Chandler, the city, because you think it's below you,
Slimy.
and you don't like Gilbert.
Yeah. Well, Gilbert, because they had the Gilbert Goons. They had the Gilbert Desert Dogs or whatever they're called before.
What's your mailing address? The city.
It's I actually live in Mesa, but I literally got Queen Creek like a mile from me. I got Gilbert a mile from me. I got
you're basically.
I got
in
Apache
Gilbert.
Junction right next to me.
You might as well be in Gilbert.
Yeah, no, I'd never be in Gilbert.
If they change the mailing address, you're moving.
Gilbert, we arrest kids having fun on motorbikes and not causing any problems, but we let the murderers run free. Gilbert. That should be their slogan.
So how's your Monday going, Steven?
Good. Anytime I can slam Gilbert's police department, I enjoy it.
How about my Phoenix Suns?
2-0 over the weekend. 2-0.
It's almost kind of like lost in the shuffle of everything.
Okay, so me and Autumn went to dinner last night. We went to a sports bar by the house. Well, it's like, I don't know if you consider it a sports bar, but they have a bunch of TVs in there. It's whatever. And every TV had the Chargers game, Patriots game on last night.
Really?
None of them had basketball. And then like some point when we were sitting there, they turned one TV onto the Suns game up in the corner. And by then it was I think it was like a 20-point Suns lead. So then we get in the car to drive home, and I live like 2 miles from this place. So we get on the road and we drive home. About halfway home, you hear the announcers on the radio go, 30-point Suns lead. I was like, all right. Look, Suns do what they should do against these bad teams,
right.
man. They just dominate these teams, which is good to see. That's what you need to do. Then you can worry about being as good as the Nuggets and the good teams later on that side. But that Knicks game on Friday night, that was a fantastic game. Fourth quarter got a little squirrely and stupid, but those were 2 playoff atmosphere basketball teams battling it out, at least for like 3.5 quarters on Friday night, and the Suns ended up winning it.
8-2 over the last 10. The playoffs started today, Steve. They are in the playoffs.
Hey, Kobe, throw up that NBA Western Conference standings for us. Let's get everybody updated, Dale, on this beautiful Monday morning here as well. Yeah, look at that. They moved into the 6th seed.
Half a game behind the Lakers, game and a half behind Minnesota.
Yep.
Wow. We're going to have our over bet done before the All-Star break.
I know.
Before
We
the
were
show.
talking about that before the show, and I was like, man, normally we're nail-biting it like going into the end of the season.
Either that or we've already
lost.
mailed it in.
We've already lost it. Every time we log in, we just see it sitting there taunting us.
A la the Arizona Cardinals.
And Suns last year.
Yeah.
But this is impressive. This Suns team, as long as they stay healthy, they don't, go on a huge injury streak, this Suns team is going to vie for that 6th spot. And I think I said beginning of the season, I think you were on board for this. I said they're going to fight for that 7th seed. They're going to make the play-in tournament, early in this season, if not before. I said they're going to make the play-in tournament, and they're going to be fighting for like a 7 seed, 8 seed probably in that tournament. No, this has gotten serious now. They're going to be vying for a 5th or 6th seed most of the season. They're going to be in the conversation for a 5th or 6th seed for the rest of the season.
Well, I'm
That's
looking
fantastic.
at the opponent's point per game scoring.
Yes.
They're like 3rd in the league in defense.
Yeah, their defenses. Did you say defense last night? Mark Williams blocking stuff. knocking stuff down, hitting 3/4 shots. It wasn't good, but
But see, now here's where you know if you're really a Phoenix sports fan. Is if you talk about
is this a negativity?
Maybe their second best player, Jalen Green, you can argue is he second or third or whatever. When he comes back, is it going to throw a wrench in the Phoenix Suns?
I was telling you beforehand, I saw a clip of another show. I saw a clip over the weekend where they were like, I trade Jalen Green right now. Don't let him come back and ruin it. Well, you're seeing it with the Lakers. LeBron came back, and the Lakers have struggled since LeBron came back.
Yeah.
So you've seen the chemistry get mixed up on it. I think he showed in those 5 quarters when he came back. There's no chemistry issues when he came back into it. And I would even argue some of the Suns guys are hitting walls right now. Gillespie, for one, on the offensive side. Not on the defensive side, on the offensive side. So, that big question of, who takes the hit when Green comes back? Green's coming back on this road trip. What is it, 6 games on the road now?
Yeah,
Over the next
13
games?
days. Yeah.
And he's coming back in this road trip. And so the question was, do you sit Gillespie? Do you sit this guy? Do you sit this guy? I think the rest is going to come welcome for some of these guys.
Right.
To get a little bit less playing time as you get Green back into that system and stuff like that. But yeah, I mean they're viable. They're in this race here. The Suns will be in the chase here for 5 or 6, barring they stay healthy. And then you'll have some injuries throughout the year. Like you can be without Grayson Allen for 5-6 games. That's not the end of the world. You can probably be without Booker, to be honest with you, for a few games here or there. Then this team will survive and stick up there. But yeah, just the question that you got is, are they Oklahoma City good? Are they San Antonio Spurs good? Or are they Nuggets good? They're Timberwolves good. They can compete with the Timberwolves. They can compete with the Lakers. They can compete with Houston. They can compete with the Warriors. Trailblazers are nothing. Memphis Grizzlies don't matter to me. Mavericks, Clippers, you can beat all those guys.
I think reasonable expectations is they're going to end up between 4 and 7.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll tell you that at this point, it'd be disappointing if they don't.
Right.
If they end up at 8 or 9, you're going to be like,
Don't count your money while you're sitting at the table, Steve.
I've already spent it over the weekend. That was all. Where am I spending that $25?
I'll give you a deal on the car. I got money coming in.
I did. I sold it to him for a little less than I probably could have gotten if I would have put it on the fair market and had 1,000 people call you and deal with you. And I just didn't want to deal with it. But yeah, I was like, don't worry about it. Suns are hitting that number. Monumental. They're going to lose like the Cardinals.
So the car drove home Friday, all right, even though the battery's probably
no, it was I got my Blazer back on Friday.
Yeah.
Unexpected too. I was told Dale I was here a little late, just working on some stuff. Left here about 2:00, and I'm driving home, and they call like 2:30. Hey, you want to come get it today? And I was like, I don't know if I can. I get a ride and everything because this place is at Arizona Avenue. I have to drive by Chandler High. Ooh.
Is this that collision place?
Yeah, the collision place.
Joe's collision place?
No, not Joe's. Joe can go F himself.
Okay. Still, even though they did go work on your car?
Well, the Chandler place did go work. That's what the Queen Creek place did before as well. So now that I got both cars back, Dale, now I start my onslaught onto my buddy Joe and Pam, who tried to rip me off. They couldn't even get the money back. The Queen Creek store, I told you guys this, the Queen Creek location, insurance will pay for an inspection. They should inspect it on a theft, blah, blah, blah. So I took their advice and paid the $200 to get it done. Yeah. Insurance won't even reimburse classic collision for it. So they just took $200 off my deductible. And they're eating that $200 now because they recommended that it get done.
Well, that was nice of them.
Yeah. No, Jan, the guy that's I don't know what he is, regional manager or whatever, he's fantastic. Jan's fantastic. He goes above and beyond. Even to the point that like the car comes out and we're looking at it. It looked really good. It's one of those paints. It's one of those paint colors now that all cars have that it changes color throughout the day. And depending on how the sun's hitting it, the front of it can look like a different color than the back of it or whatever. And I was like, I don't know. How do you match that? That's beyond my comprehension on life. Well, it looked really good. It looked really good. But it was missing like small things. Like it was missing like all the other doors have this little thin, like clear piece of thing on the door so you can't ding another door, you know?
Yeah.
And the door, the area that they fixed didn't have that. And I'm looking at it and he goes, "You're paying a lot of attention to that area." And I go, "Well, what's that stuff called?" And I'll just order it and I'll just get it myself. And he goes, "No, no, no." He goes, "Do you have a couple minutes?" I go, "Yeah." He goes, "Let me be right back with you." He goes inside. This is the regional manager, comes out with a spray bottle, a rag, and the big old strip of that clear stuff, and he puts it on. And then I didn't even notice this. Like inside my door handles, I guess for like your fingernails or whatever. So when you open up your door, there's, you know how you got the inside thing when you open up your door? You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
There's like a little plastic piece in there that I didn't even notice. I didn't even know the other ones have it. He goes, "You know what? You're missing your cup in there too." So he goes in and grabs that, comes out and installs that in there.
Look at that.
Yeah, and I was like, "Dude, it's not a big deal, man. I can order this stuff and do it." He's doing all the extra. So the question I got is he doing it because it's me and everything I went through with him, or is he do that for everybody? I can tell you this: they do it for everybody. Because when I had other cars fixed at the other place that we're no longer going to anymore, they were actually that good about it too. Yeah, but he just cracks me up because like he doesn't like even mince words. He's just like, "Look, man," he goes, we get the keys for you. We could have ordered somebody to come here and get the keys." And I go, "Well, they rejected the car. And made me take it to the Santan place." He goes, "We get people to come look at the motors and everything on theft cars, and we build the insurance." And I go, "Well, they rejected it and made me get it at the Ford place." He's just like, we don't operate that way. I don't know what's happening over there.
So are you're gonna build one of them up and you're gonna tear another one of them down?
Basically, is what I'm gonna do. I'm not gonna tear them down. I'm gonna be factual on what happened to the corporate office. I find it interesting, and I don't know what's happened. I would never ask. I don't care. It's their company. You know, I don't know. Joe's still there. I'm assuming. I'm assuming I would have been told if he was gone. But you know, maybe his hands are tied on the superintendent side. But I also feel the company needs to know that and they can do whatever they want with it. But that company needs to know that they have a branch that ripped me off, flat out, lied to me, rejected work. This car should have been done 4 months earlier. It was extended 4 months because of their actions that cost me money that didn't need to. So if they're doing that to me, how many other people are they doing it to?
Well, and how many people are in your position where, you know, you have extra TVs in hallways, you got extra cars sitting in garages?
Not anymore. Down to 2.
I mean, how many people are in Steve McCollum's position?
Well, that's what's funny about it, man, because I'm like, take your time on the Blazer. I'll just drive the white one for a while.
High and mighty. You know,
Not
most
anymore.
people don't understand
I'm down to 2, Dale. I'm down Ethan's car, the car that Ethan drives, and mine.
I'm surprised you didn't decide to keep that like you keep the extra TVs in the room you don't use. For a rainy day.
It's got 165,000 miles on it. So who knows how much longer it's going to last. 1. And then 2, that's just that car has a lot of bad bougie on it now that I just don't want it around.
Yeah, I understand that.
And it's going to be my daughter's car. And then I'm like, I don't want her in that negative.
Yeah.
Every time she gets in it, she's going to know it was stolen and the story behind it. And I'm just like, we just need this like out of our lives.
Plus, is there going to be a McCollum kid driving in a car with 165,000 miles on it?
That's the other thing. No.
I mean, come on.
Well, my idea was have her ding that car up and stuff because who cares? It's going to break someday anyway, you know? So just have her ding that car up.
Isn't she going to take driving lessons? Like you just expect her
Well, no,
to...
but that's my point. So she gets her permit in 6 months. And then, you know, another 6 months of driving permit before she turns 6. She didn't turn 16 till December next year. So, like, let her just drive that and ding that all up and then get her car then. But now I'm going to have to get one a little bit earlier. She ain't dinging my car up. I don't want her to drive an electric vehicle. Okay, this is where my thought process. I get made fun of on that. Autumn, trust me, guys. Autumn makes fun of me for this all the time. I don't want her to learn on an electric car because it is a different way. It does drive differently than a regular car. I want her to drive in a car that she will be driving. That makes sense?
Why don't you get her stick shift to learn how to drive?
It's possible. You can do it. Thinking about getting her like I don't know if she'll like it, but I'm thinking about getting her like a Fiat or something, one of those little wind-up cars. But they're girl cars, man. little cute girl cars.
Well, all I know is if my parents offered to get me a car when I was in high school, I'd have jumped at whatever it was. I had to drive. We didn't get a second car until I think I was in high school.
Well, here's
And hold on,
yeah.
my dad bought
I have to
this
defend myself.
yellow Sunbird that's just god awful ugly. But that was my car when I was home to drive.
But that was the 70s. All cars were those
And
colors.
they was in the 80s, and he put a bald as beautiful bumper sticker on it. I mean, come on.
Okay, that's embarrassing.
Come on, Dad.
That's embarrassing.
Go pick up
No,
a
it's the
girl
same
for a
way. I
date.
mean, my parents got me a car when I was 15 and a half. It was an old 71 Plymouth Roadrunner, Dale, that I had to help my dad rebuild the engine. We had to redo the seat, so I had to work for it at that point. You know?
So it's bonding time for you and your dad. Brand new car when you were done with it.
yeah.
Silver
Well, I mean, older
spoon in your
car.
mouth.
Yeah.
Silver spoon.
Put a lot of blood, sweat, and tears into that thing, man. What are you talking about?
Why'd you have tears?
Here's the problem. A lot of tears. A lot of tears. Here's the problem that I got is Ethan graduates high school this year. The school is not anywhere. It's close. It's 7 miles from my house, which doesn't sound like it's far, does it?
Oh.
Except for it's 7 miles the opposite direction of me coming to work. So to drop her off and then get here, because I've had to do it a few times here. So she needs a car to get to school. Otherwise, my mornings are nightmares.
There are all these things called bikes.
She's going to ride her bike 7 miles to school.
I used to ride my bike.
All right, leave at 5:30. Good luck. Good luck getting to
It's
school.
7 miles.
Good luck in the morning. And everybody's like, just put her in an Uber, and I'm like,
Put her in an Uber.
yeah, I'm like that. No, not at that age.
At least a Waymo.
There's no Waymos out by where we are.
There
I
are.
would I would agree with you,
Yeah.
but there's no Waymos out by us.
So just get a new car.
So that's the dilemma. That's why Ethan got my second car was just because he needs to drive to school. He needs to drive his daughter to
All
his
I'm saying is
sister to school.
it's fantastic to be in the McCullough's position.
I have to. No, it sucks because I have to pay for it.
Yeah. But you have the
Speaking of
wherewithal.
which, sponsorships are available now here on the main event. If you're interested, come and join us. Come and join us here.
Any car
everybody.
dealerships want to
We can support you. We'll bring you business. I'll bring you
title
business.
sponsor? Yeah.
Just me, I'll bring you business just by myself. I got a plumber showing up the house today, Dale. I have a shower leak. My downstairs underneath where my shower's in the bathroom. We come back from vacation, and like my dog's kennels just got water filled all in it. Like after we come back, the next morning I take a shower and there's water all downstairs. I'm like, what? Big hole in the ceiling. So we rip it open. Me and Riley cut it. Riley cuts it open for me. Daybreak Services, good company to call.
Yeah.
Cuts open my ceiling. Not that big of a leak. But I'm like, crap, am I going to have to start remodeling my bathroom now?
Why don't those leaks ever just start on the first floor?
This is what's weird about it. No sign of a leak whatsoever before we leave. And we come back, like not being there, did it decide to start leaking there?
Well, I'm going to tell you
Was it
this.
mad?
I think I told you last year when we got back from Hawaii.
Yeah,
The day after we got back, walked into our master bath,
yeah.
the toilet closet or whatever you call it, and the floor was kind of wet. And it's like, what's going on? And we have a plumber buddy came out that afternoon, cut a hole in the wall, and there was this teeny
hole. Yeah.
tiny pinhole.
Yeah. So what's happening is what we determined is when anybody steps in the shower, it pushes it down, and it's causing the leak because it doesn't leak until you do it. But like I turned the water on, and I was just standing in there with my clothes on, trying not to get wet, and then a leak would just go down the pipe, and it wasn't a big one. I mean, it was big enough that it would, drip in big amounts and stuff like that. And I'm like, when did that start happening? And then why does it show itself the day we get back? Why didn't it show itself before and all that? So plumbers meeting Riley at the house today, 11 to 1 o'clock and all that. So we'll see. We'll see how much this is going to cost. Then we got to redo the drywall. Then we're going to have to paint, which my house needs a new paint job. It's been about 15 years since it was last painted. So it's working out right. But I'm like, here comes a remodel of the house coming up. So again, folks, if you want to sponsor us here, come on board.
It's funny because a buddy of mine who lived next door to us for about 15 years, they broke a lamp in their front room.
Broke a lamp?
A dog or a ball or whatever broke a lamp. So the wife goes and gets a new lamp. Well, $10,000 later,
Yeah.
they refurnished some.
The lamp doesn't match the couch all of a sudden. Yeah, I know. Oh no, I'm prepared for it. I all weekend long I was like, man, because we're going to paint the kitchen and the living room where this thing is, and then it's going to look good. So now we're going to have to do the room, the big room with the vaulted ceiling. Then we're going to have to do upstairs that you could see, and I'm just like, oh my god, this is about to turn into a mess. I can see it happening. That's what cracks me up about it. Because when I worked for Sherwin-Williams early in my career, I used to laugh because people would be like, "We're just painting this room," and I just laugh, be like, "Okay,
Yeah, I'll see you in a couple weeks.
We'll see you while you're doing the whole house."
Yeah.
Because you do that one room and it looks nice, everything
Right.
looks great, and you're like, "Oh, we should do this in this room," or they would just be like, "We're gonna clean the walls," like, all right, so you're gonna clean the walls and then realize that you need new paint. It's just like cracked me up. Robert says at TME Sports Show, after seeing the ranking of the O linemen for the Chargers, I'm surprised they even made the playoffs.
Yeah.
Having a center, guard, and tackle ranked either last or second to last is not ideal. I didn't think they played terrible until later in the game. But no, they're not just missing offensive linemen, they're missing all-world offensive
Yeah, well, their left tackle, they signed with that gigantic extension, and they lose him 2 days later.
Yeah.
Their left tackle.
Yeah, before right as the season
Yes.
started, right?
Yeah, they never got to play in a game. And
then they
you
lost.
lose your left tackle.
Yeah.
Again, yes, you get a guy that can come in there and get in the way. But, again, to me, it's like the 49ers. You didn't just lose a guy.
Yeah.
You lost Fred Warner,
Yeah.
a Hall of Fame linebacker. You lost Bosa. You've lost guys,
Guys that are possible Hall of Fame guys.
Versus just, you lost Ellis.
And in their prime also.
Yes.
That's the thing. It's not like they're old in their career
Yes.
and stuff to that effect. But no, that's what I didn't factor in last night on the Chargers was I knew the injuries were there. I just thought with the cold weather, the wind was crazy there. And so I thought that would go into the Chargers deal. But the Chargers kept trying to throw in. I don't understand what they were doing. I don't understand what they're doing. But I don't give enough credit to Vrabel, and I love me some Vrabel.
Oh,
but I don't give enough credit.
and
to
Drake
that guy.
May, again, I don't know, I don't understand the hate for Chris Collinsworth. Seems like people just hate him.
He says, "Oh, okay, yeah, he's not as bad. Tony Romo's the worst."
Yeah, Tony Romo doesn't study. Tony Romo talks about
Tony Romo at one point said, "The team that wins this game has a chance for the Super Bowl."
Well, he also talks. Here's how you know if a guy's done his homework.
He doesn't
or
know
not.
the numbers. He doesn't know the names.
If he doesn't know the names, if he's
Yes.
calling out numbers, that's 61.
And you know this. You've called this
That's
level
18,
games.
yes.
They have spotters that'll tell you who
They
it
have
is
spotters
in your ears.
You get all your stuff on Monday.
They'll
They-
literally, somebody will be like, tackle 33, then,
And so you have your chart.
Yeah.
33, even if you don't know his name, 33, that's Joe Schmo,
Yeah.
and whatever. And
and it's right in front of you.
and here's a guy being paid whatever, $15 million a year.
I think isn't it almost 30?
I don't think
20?
it's that much.
Oh,
But,
I'm gonna look that up. It's because he was the highest paid a lot. I want to say it's at least 20.
geez, well, he obviously puts in about 2 hours of work. But Chris Collinsworth, he pointed out something last night that I was like, I thought it was kind of stupid when he first said it in the first half.
$18 million,
Okay.
10-year, $180 million deal is what he's on.
Ridiculous. But he said something in the late first quarter, I think. He said, I think that the quarterback who rushes for the most yards is going to probably have a big hand in winning this game.
I don't think that's an absurd statement.
At that moment, I thought it was.
Okay.
But then Drake May made some plays with his legs, and Justin Herbert just got the living bejesus.
The
smacked
thing,
out.
I'm pretty sure on that one hit he was knocked out. He went to the ground and he wasn't moving as he was going because you naturally just try to brace yourself, and he didn't move and just landed flat on his back. And they didn't even check him for concussion when he went to the
I
sideline.
think the officials wanted New England to move on because did you see him get hit in the head by that forearm?
Dude, it was I saw it live, and I was like,
Yeah.
"Oh, there's a flag." And then it was they showed the replay 7 times, and I was like,
And again, Brooks like, "Oh my gosh, that has to hurt so much." I go, no. That didn't hurt him. It was a forearm to a helmet.
"Yeah."
But
He gets hit harder than that on a sack.
the rule is you make contact with the quarterback's helmet.
Yeah.
It's an automatic 15, and you have two officials. It wasn't like there's a
Well, no.
11 guys around.
It's
him.
even worse because the white hat behind the play, his only job is to watch the quarterback.
Yes.
He can see a blatant tackle off to the left side and in the corner of his eye.
Yep.
And his job is to not throw that flag and watch the quarterback. He stares at the quarterback, will let the ball go. And nobody around him, and he will stare at the quarterback until that play is done.
Make sure that
that's his
everybody's away
only
from him.
job.
Yeah.
And so for him to miss that
It was pretty
is
egregious.
amazing. Yeah, it is amazing. I don't fall on the side of refs want one team to win or another, but it is amazing though how, and this you got the guy in the sky, man, that could easily be like, throw your flag.
Yeah.
Throw your for the love of God. That's not a judgment call.
No.
That's a we all saw it call. Throw your flag.
And you can say, "Hey, you baby the quarterbacks," and I'm on that in that camp too.
I agree with you, but it's the rule.
If it's the rule, and so it was weird,
and it cost them. It was a big part of the game.
Yeah.
That's what drives me the nuts. Is those things never seem to happen like in the first quarter on the first drive.
Right.
They happen when a team has to come back. They're driving down the field. One of the games on Saturday, I don't remember which one, the left tackle or left guard, or maybe it was the right one, false start. And it was pretty obvious it was a false start. He was like 4 yards into the backfield before that ball was snapped on a big fourth down play, and they converted it. And nobody threw the flag on that, and it's like big play of the game. That though the missed calls don't happen as much earlier in the game.
Now the other thing that's interesting, and I think it was Collinsworth who brought this up, and I knew it, but I kind of forgot it. Understand, these are all-star crews of referees.
They don't work together.
So you have crews that travel around for the whole regular season. Then they get graded.
They know what they're thinking, and when they work together.
They're used to that. Just like playing a basketball game where you kind of know what your teammate's thinking. Yeah. Now you go into the playoffs, and it's the highest graded officials at each position.
So it's possible nobody has worked together all year long.
Yeah, which has always been kind of weird.
It's weird. Well, it's weird that it makes sense that you don't need to work together because you have one. People don't know that. This is what drives me nuts. When something happens on the other side of the field and a ref from the other side throws the flag over there.
Yeah.
And I'm like, that's not your responsibility to be looking at that.
You should be looking at your area.
Yeah. What are you doing throwing the flag on that across the field? Like, that's not your job. Because people don't realize it. They have areas they cover. That's why you have so many of them. They have areas. That's the one I can't stand the most is when a ref throws a flag 30 yards across the field. And it's like, that ain't your job there, Tiger. But no, so in theory, it doesn't make sense that they should be able to work independently of each other.
Yes.
But some crews throw more flags than others. Some crews pay attention to holding more than others. So I can see how one guy's like, okay, we called more holding. And then now this head person's like, let him play. Let him play at the line unless it's egregious. Then all of a sudden that ref has to change his cat. It can mess stuff up.
Oh, yeah.
But it is amazing how they miss the big stuff in the big moments. It does make you wonder, doesn't it? But that's the whole point of the eye in the sky. Now, judgment calls don't get involved in. I can understand that.
Right.
But like you said, blatant hit in the head, blatant offside or false start. You know, you could easily fix that with just one guy going, guys,
right,
pull your head out of your butt. What are you looking at? I know it's cold down there, but come on. So it's fascinating to see that side and everything. But I'm not on the side of. I saw that all on one of the games. I don't remember which one. Refs want this team to win. I was like, refs don't care. They don't care. The reason why people hate Collinsworth, and I'll tell you what it is. Like, you can be watching a game out there. It's just a game. And a quarterback will do something. And then Collinsworth instantly goes, that's Mahomes-esque. I've never seen somebody do that except for Mahomes. And then he goes on a 10-minute Mahomes soliloquy. That's why people can't stand Collinsworth. It's like, all right, dude, stop with the comparisons to Mahomes all the time, man.
By the way, I don't know if you saw since it jumped into my mind to say it because I'll forget. Did you see the opening to the New England game?
I did not. I don't watch any.
I usually don't watch them either, but I love this intro. I like the intro and I like the Fox pregame intros when they have stars come and do something and they got all the highlights and whatever. But they did this probably 2-minute bit on the whole generation of Patriots fans who are in first grade who haven't seen the Patriots win a playoff game.
That was the stat of the night. That was the stat of the night last night. They're like, first playoff wins in 7 years.
Yeah,
and I went, 7 years?
And this whole thing, if you can
Oh,
find
I'm
a
gonna
way
have
to
to
go
find
find
it,
it.
yeah.
Because it's got all these first and second graders go, will the Patriots ever be good? We just don't know. But the Patriots, and you're sitting there going, oh my gosh, it made me start thinking, you have to be at least 31 years old to remember last time the Cowboys were good.
When they said that at the end of the game, I was like, has it been 7 years?
Yes, but still, 7 years.
I say that that is hilarious. I'm going to have to find that.
Yes.
That's hilarious. But I say that all the time about Chiefs. Like, my daughter's a Chiefs fan. Now, her mom's side of the family's from that area, so it's not like she just chose them.
Right.
But she only knows the Chiefs as winners.
Yeah.
And I have to explain to her that, look, for 50 years before you were born, the Chiefs were awful. They were one of the worst teams in
They'd
the
stick
league.
their head up every once in a while.
They'd get to the playoffs and then summarily get kicked out and stuff like that. And she's just like, no, that can't be right.
That's not my Chiefs.
So same thing with the Patriots. Well, there was a whole generation. I remember saying that all the time. Whole generation of Patriots fans that never saw them lose.
You had to be in your 20s. If you were born in 2000, it's like you get to be 20 years old.
Yes.
And
You've seen them in the
they've
playoffs
been
every
good.
year. You just factored in playoff tickets. I want to know, they should interview people on what they've done with non-playoff tickets. Well, they haven't had to buy playoff tickets for the last 7 years.
Jeez.
What did they spend the money on?
And did you hear Jerry Jones over the weekend say he wants to die as the owner with the most Super Bowl trophies?
I watched that whole press. I think that was like Thursday. I watched that whole press conference, and he's like, "Robert Kraft has 6, so I need 3 more."
He wants
4 to beat
4.
him.
Yeah.
But I'm like, what world do you live in that you're winning 3? Well, here's the other side of it. The Niners. I thought about this. The Niners last night became the winningest playoff team in NFL history.
Really? Okay.
Playoff wins in
Okay.
NFL history. They have 40 playoff wins now. Niners. And the Niners have had historically bad years over the years. That's over the last years. It's not like they've been good every year, right? And I was sitting there thinking, like, how have the Cowboys not be on that list with how dominant they were in the 90s with you guys and everything?
In the 70s.
And- yeah. And it's like, you're just sitting there going, they should be dominant on this side of it. Steelers, why are the Steelers not up there? Which I know they are up there, but they have Super Bowl wins and stuff. But you just sit there and you go, man, that actually was my first thought. How are the Cowboys not there? They should be there. What is it? 2 playoff bursts since '95, I think it is. The one where Tony Romo dropped the snap on the
Against
field
Seattle.
goal, and I think they had one other playoff. Well, they won the first round. They won the wild card round and got eliminated in the next round there. But yeah, 49ers, most playoff wins in NFL history after last night, 40. I did not look up who number 2 is, who they just passed. I would guess it'd be the Steelers if I had to guess. Because they've won. Well, but see, that's the other thing. Back in the day, you didn't have to win a lot to get to the Super Bowl.
The Cowboys have 4 wins since 1997.
Yeah. 4 playoff wins?
4 playoff wins.
Yeah.
09, 14, 18, and 22.
Oh, see, I'm not even factoring in some of those years.
Jeez Louise. My goodness.
Let's see if we can find that out here. NFL playoff wins
Wow.
all time. Let's take our break here. We'll look that up here. Come on back. Robert's chiming in. Don't forget, text us 623-252-6670. Or hit us up, of course, on X as well. TME Sports Show is where you can find us. Come join the conversation. We'll be right back. Main Event Monday. And well, I'm back here at the main event. I think Dale just locked himself out of the studio. This might get interesting here in a minute, folks. He didn't kick the door open and hold it open. We locked the studio while we're on air. People just can't just walk in here and distract it. So it might be fun to watch this year. We'll have to turn one of these cameras around to catch him in there as well. So we're talking it. So I looked it up. As well. I got to do some math here, so I'm working on that here in terms of all-time playoff wins because the playoffs are obviously still underway as well. So interesting enough, on Twitter, on X, Kellen Moore is trending right now, and that's because he's not with the Eagles anymore. They let him go, or he went to the Saints to become the head coach last year. So all the Eagles fans are kind of clamoring for him to take over on that side. I was giving everybody a hard time that you locked yourself out when you left. Glad you made it back in. So Robert does say, don't think refs want anyone to win. Wouldn't take much to convince me the funny flags show up to make it a one-score game. Yeah, I saw Robert tweeting about that over the weekend and things. Yeah, it is fascinating. I mean, there was an offensive PI in one of the games. I've made a reference to that on Twitter as well. And it's like, how do you not throw an offensive PI flag on that in that critical moment in the game? It's just refs make mistakes. I think we're more hyper tuned to it. My point is why have the eye in the sky? Why have all this technology? Like, if you can't just fix something quickly. That's my problem.
Right.
If it's blatantly obvious, we all see it. It doesn't hurt for a late flag to come out if it needs to, because the guy's in somebody's ear saying throw the flag.
There's certain things. Again, I don't agree with the ref and the quarterback calling as close as they do, but it's the rules. There's a lot of talk over the weekend about the pass interference call, no pass interference call in the last play of the game.
Yes. Yeah, in that last play of the game, mug away, man. Don't throw that flag.
I don't think, again, and then people go, well, that's a foul in the second quarter.
No, but things are officiated differently at the end of the game.
It's understood
yes.
when you're throwing up a last-second pass.
Well, the reason why I say at the end of the game, like on a Hail Mary, anything goes, is because the offensive guy's also doing nasty things, also trying to get his advantage. So if both of them are doing it, I don't have a problem with it, But if a ball's thrown up in the air and the offensive guy is hanging on and grabbing jerseys and the defensive guy can't get his arms up, that's an obvious penalty. Throw the flag. I don't care what time of year. Now, if the guy's able to get both his hands up, you're just hanging onto his jersey. Oh well, because he's hanging onto his jersey as well out there. He also says Collinsworth is fine right up until he speaks. I think what happens is the longer you do this, because I used to love Al Michaels and I can't stand him.
Yeah, well, he's old.
He showed some enthusiasm. I also think part of the reason why I don't like him is because of his partner. I just don't think he's good at NFL games.
Kirk?
Yeah, I think he's better at college
I
games.
think he puts more time into it.
And I think that's a good way to put it. I don't think he can put the time into those Thursday night games with his college stuff.
No.
And I think that does hurt Al. Like, Al needs somebody, help him out on that side. But the reason why, the longer you do this, the more you start thinking about things that used to be there. And you start talking about, like you said, Collinsworth constantly. He watches so much film. If you don't know, he owns one of those NFL
PFF.
grading sites.
It's a PFF.
Is that what he owns?
Yeah,
it's one of those. And he spends a lot of time looking at ratings and stuff to that effect. So I can understand him saying, oh, Mahomes does that on the thing. Because he was probably looking at Mahomes' stats all week, even if he's not covering the game, just for that job. And so I can understand it. But the longer you're there, the more you fall into those types of traps, and it's kind of annoys me. It just annoys me.
Well, and I've always been of the thought process. I was one of the few that said it was time for Al McCoy to go.
Yeah. No, his last year, I was like, or his last couple years, I was like, just let him go. Man.
Because let some new blood come in. That because you got a break 50 years ago. Give somebody else. And
that's actually my point.
Al Michaels can do Al McCoy and Al Michaels. You guys can do whatever you want to do. I wonder how old Al Michaels is, but he's got to be
81.
70s. 81.
He's 81.
Yeah.
So Autumn and I were going around about this. Autumn was saying, like, he's just old and like everything. And I can't remember the gist of the conversation, but I was like, he was old when you were a kid. She was like, no, he wasn't. He was young. And I go, 40 years ago, he was 40 years old.
That's not old.
For
The Miracle on Ice was in 1980.
81, something like that.
80 or 81. And
So he was in his-
now we're in
he was in his-
2026.
He was in his 30s.
Yeah. Now we're 2026.
But you don't call things till you're 80, 81, 82.
No.
Like you were out of it in your 60s if you made it that long, kind of
Yeah.
a deal. But no, that's my point, though. It wasn't like he was 18, 19 when the Miracle on Ice happened, So, but 40 years ago, he was 40 years old. Like he wasn't a spring chicken at that time either. He'd been calling stuff for 20-something years at that point.
Right.
And his it's just like, I do like what I think it's Peacock. They're doing that where you're going to be able to mute announcers, raise the crowd noise up, and things to that effect. And I'm like, that's actually intriguing to me a little bit. To me, and this is weird because of what we do. And I don't mean to be disparaging to you, Dale, because you call a lot of stuff. You're a color analyst on a lot of stuff. But I generally, even if they're on there, I generally don't listen to them. And when I hear stuff that catches my ear, like Joe Buck is famous for this. I won't even know he's talking. Like the whole game, I won't hear anything from him. And then he'll say something, and then he just annoys me the rest of the game. I hear that one thing he says I'm like, dude, you're stupid, moron. Why'd you say that? And then the rest of the game, I'm annoyed by him. So it's kind of funny out there. So I've got it right here, Dale, as we wrap up this. Oh, we got time here. Thought we were top of the hour. So San Francisco has 40 wins with that, the playoff wins with that win last night.
Okay.
New England Patriots, with their win last night, now have 38. They're second place. Ooh. Green Bay Packers are at 37. They did not win this weekend, so they stuck there. Steelers right now, going into tonight's game, they're at 36. So they win tonight, they'll go to 37. Dallas Cowboys, 36.
36.
Playoff wins. And they've been stuck at that number for a while.
And four since 1997.
Yeah. So they've been stuck at that number for a long time.
Wow.
Yeah, because I was floored by that.
I did everything I could, Steve.
You didn't play long enough. Should have stuck around a little bit longer. Got there earlier. Instead of going to the Raiders, she could have. Hey, I was thinking about this. Let's have Dale's story time here. How did you go from the Bills to the Raiders? I don't think you've ever said. And I was wondering this. The free agency?
It was Plan B free agency the first year of it.
Because I was going to say, free agency wasn't around, so it was the first year of it. What was Plan B?
You could only protect, I think it was 30 guys on your roster.
Yeah, everybody else was a free agent.
Became a free agent. That was a precursor to what we have now.
Yeah.
And the Bills said they weren't going to protect me, which was devastating at the time. Because I was like, nobody knew what was going to go on.
Well, that's the point, right?
And it was fascinating because for like one night, I'm just sitting there just going, well, now what am I going to do? And you're bummed and, Bills.
I was going to be a Bill the rest of my life.
But Bills don't want me. And it wasn't necessarily they didn't want me, but they could only protect so many guys.
They had Hall of Famers to protect, Dale.
But it's amazing when the sun comes up in the morning. All of a sudden, my agent calls me that afternoon. It was, all right, so we've got 5 visits set up.
Yeah.
I go, what? I said, this is like recruiting
The
again,
next day,
all over again in
yeah.
high school. And Indianapolis, Atlanta, Houston, Arizona, and the Raiders all had called
Houston was good
for a
back
visit.
then.
Yeah, for a visit.
Nobody else was.
And
Though.
so the Raiders were good. The Raiders.
The Raiders were, but I'm talking about the teams you didn't go to.
No, Atlanta was with Jerry Glanville. They were
they stuck their head up.
Yeah. But
that
and
one year.
And so I got to go to visit all these places.
Dude, you could have met Elvis if you went to Atlanta, though. He kept one seat open for Elvis all the time.
And probably the most ridiculous one was the one here in Arizona because I drove down there. And
you're like, I'm much up in Scottsdale. I'll come down there.
And I met the offensive line coach who had recruited me in college. He was the coach of the Naval Academy. And then that's when I met Al Davis and all that. And goes, Buffalo or the Raiders with Howie Long.
Could you have gone back to Buffalo?
I could have, but I would not have gotten nearly the amount of money that the Raiders gave.
They were sure. That's what I was wondering. If they didn't protect you, then they were prepared to move on.
They're prepared to move on or give you a minimum contract.
Yeah, I was thinking about that at some point last week, and I was like, I don't think he's ever said that story.
Yeah.
And I was like, that wasn't free agency back then, and I know you weren't traded there.
No, it was a Plan B.
That's what's interesting. Then you went to the Raiders, got hurt, so you
Yeah.
didn't play a game for them, and then
Right.
they traded you off to Dallas. They didn't want you either, Dale.
Rest is history. Yeah, they didn't want to win the Super Bowls. But I tell you what, if you talk to John Giesick and myself in 1990,
Because Giesick was there in the Raiders too, right?
when we got traded, and you would have said, I bet you
Yeah.
$1,000 that the Cowboys, the 1-15 Cowboys,
They weren't
win a
good.
Super Bowl
Yeah.
before the Raiders do.
Yeah, they were not good.
No.
They were not good when you went there. That's what's amazing about it. That's why I always kind of laugh when you see guys like, why did Josh Sweat come here of all places?
Mm-hmm.
And then you see his counterpart with the Eagles, Williams, last night dominate on that defensive line, and he made more money than Sweat did coming here. And he chose and even then last year, you're like, why is he going to the Patriots? Ugh, it's a tough place to go. Now he's moving on to the next round of the playoffs.
And he gets to bust his coach's lip. And
Wasn't that great?
I forgot he didn't have a helmet on. Yeah.
Wasn't that great? And like the trainer guy's like dabbing his blood off of his lip, and he's just like, oh, whatever. He just fables another guy, man. So yeah, 30. So that's the most shocking thing is the Cowboys with 36. They've been kind of stuck hovering around that number,
If they'd
and
just
everybody
been
else has
average,
caught them. Everybody
yeah.
else has caught them. If they would have just like every 2-3 years gone to a playoff run and won a game,
Yeah.
they'd be at like 50 by now.
Right. They had been out of reach.
The things that cross my mind when I see stupid
Yeah,
stats
like
out
my
there.
damn family picture.
Yeah, well, you don't take a family picture in front of a family picture.
Actually, we didn't know it was there, but
Till I pointed it out.
I think it was genius because you could see Graham and Beckett from 2 years ago to where they are now.
No, you guys didn't even have to take the
No,
picture. You could have just taken a close up of the picture in the
No,
background.
because they've grown.
So if you don't know, Dale it was his son-in-law Alex, the one that coaches at SCA and everything, and it was his birthday. So they had a picture around a table in their house.
Yeah.
And there's a giant, this isn't a small picture, folks, a giant family photo behind them.
Yeah.
So it was like a family photo behind them,
Yeah.
and then the family in front of it.
Yes.
And it drove me nuts. I saw it, it just drove me nuts. It drove me nuts just looking at this picture. I was like just triggered.
That's like you. Watch this interview. Watch the way he blinks his right eye.
I do see stupid stuff out there. Yes. Hey, we'll get more NFL in here in the second hour. Of course, we've got NBA talk, more in-depth NBA talk as well. We set up the Western Conference, but the Suns are going on an Eastern trek here, so we'll check in with the Eastern Conference as well. We got to talk. It was clear back on Friday, but we got to talk about Indiana. I'm sorry, folks. I told you guys going into this, they're winning this championship. It's even more solidified in stone, I think, now, because I don't know how Miami scores against them. And keep in mind, I'm a giant Carson Beck fan. I got the opening number for you, Dale, for a championship game. Ooh, this is not good for college football. Next Monday night, PGA Tour news, Dale. PGA Tour.
Does
Waste
it open up
management.
this week? Is it a tournament in Hawaii this week?
Is it this week or next week? Everything's pushed back. Even the Open's pushed back this year, so everything's pushed back a little bit. But some Mia Copa is coming the PGA's way. There's some begging going to happen and all that stuff, folks. Come on back. Second hour main event coming up next. And we're back here. Bad news is, as we go into the second hour, my Matt LaFleur to Arizona Cardinals wish looks like it's dashed, even with that loss by Green Bay. Packers are set to extend Matt LaFleur, according to everything I'm seeing this morning. Come on, Green Bay, just give up on him. Give up on him. Let him go out into the world. Set him free.
How about Jim? Do you think Jim Harbaugh might become available?
You mean Jim? No. Jim's safe. But I do like how everybody, like John Harbaugh's dashing everybody's Cardinals dreams. Folks, he's never coming here.
No.
And it has nothing to do with the money side of it.
But it is a reality.
Yeah, but even if Bidwell, which it is, money has to do with it from that perspective, even if Bidwell was willing to pay him $40 million a year, more than double than anybody else is going to, he ain't coming here. Because a guy like John Harbaugh ain't going to come to a rebuilding team with ownership issues and stuff like that. He's just not. Period. End of story. He can name his team. And if you have choices, you're not going to a fledgling team like this, unless you're planning on retiring and not put your heart into it. Right, Coach Bud? Right? For the Suns. So my dream of Matt LaFleur. And again, the reason why I was interested in LaFleur, Green Bay doesn't get big name free agents. They don't make big trades for big names. Now they did it this year for the first time. Their homegrown draft picks is generally what they draft and stuff. And he does more there in Green Bay than he does more with less there. So that's the type of coach that you want if you're an Arizona Cardinals fan. So anyway, that looks like that dream is dashing up, coming up here as well from that side. Cardinals, though, 10 head coaching candidates requested interviews. I've said it all along, and I feel this way beyond belief. If you're interviewing 10 guys for your head coaching position, it means you didn't have a plan. They fired Jonathan Gannon without a plan.
Or are you casting a net wide and far?
But that's my point. You cast a net wide and far when you don't know what you want.
See, what I've always said is this: if I'm looking for a new coach, I might have one or two guys that I'm going to hone in on.
Yes.
But I'm going to bring in 5 or 6 guys just to pick their brain and say, okay,
yes,
we hire you.
Yes.
From the outside, what do you see?
Especially you call in every coordinator of your opponent, your division, every Seahawks coordinator. Seahawks special team guy gets an interview. Because then you get that perspective from that side of things. I agree with you on that. But you also got to pay close attention to the type of guys that they're bringing.
Do you think they could hire Curt Cignetti?
No, you ain't leaving Indiana. Shoot, why would you leave that dream right there?
How about that?
That'd be the only way to derail that Indiana team.
And I didn't. I think you might have been the one who enlightened me to the fact that Mark Cuban very quietly.
Yeah, last year he wrote a big check, and then this year he wrote a big one.
Very quietly. Yeah,
he's not. And I'll tell you this: he's not the only one. Indiana has big, huge boosters. They pump it into their basketball program, not into their football program. And I have it on good authority. Basketball program ain't getting those checks anymore.
Really?
It's going to the football side.
I want you to somehow, some way, I want to go on Twitter and the Curt Cignetti "How Not to Be Average" press conference. Did you see that?
Yes.
You didn't copy that?
For you. Yeah, Cignetti, he comes from the Alabama coach.
Nick
Saban tree.
Yeah.
And he reminds me a lot of Saban.
Yeah.
Just no nonsense.
He said he learned more from Nick Saban in 1 year than he did in all of the years of coaching.
He to me, seems like a no-non. This is what we're going to do. I did like all the memes on Friday and stuff where, because his quarterback, Mendoza, he's a good quarterback. But to me, like, his personality is too childish for me. Like, he's just happy-go-lucky. Oh, golly gee, look what we just did. And for a quarterback, for me, I don't like that. So that side kind of bothers me. But I did love all the memes and the comments of, Mr. Happy all the time over here, the quarterback, and then the head coach is just grumpy all the time. It just makes me laugh. Everybody was putting that together where he's just like, look what we just did. And the coach is like, shut up. We got another game this week.
Just crazy.
I love it. But Cardinals requested interviews with 10 head coach candidates. They have completed a few of them.
Who cares?
Hopefully, Matt Nagy was shown the door quickly.
I mean, there's not
They've
one
already
name
interviewed
on
him.
that list that makes me go, whoop-de-doo.
Yeah, Rams DC Chris Shula. Doesn't get me excited. Rams OC Mike LaFleur. That doesn't get me excited for a couple reasons. Doesn't call the play. That's McVay's offense. That never works out.
No.
Right? Anybody that's hired Eberflus or Matt Nagy from the Andy Reid circle of
Coaching
things,
tree.
it never works out. You can't duplicate what McVay brings in here. So that's annoying to me. Packers DC Jeff Hafley. Anybody see that Packers defense lately? No. Please don't.
Is he bringing Micah Parsons with him?
Ex-Falcons head coach Raheem Morris. Now, this one, hold on. This one intrigues me. I'm not a Raheem Morris fan. When the Atlanta Falcons hired him, I was like, this is stupid. He's going to be gone in a couple years. But is he not an improvement over Jonathan Gannon? I would think he would be better than Jonathan Gannon was.
You bashed Raheem Morris.
I know. That's my argument. This is how bad their coaching hire process is right now. To where I'm looking at going, Raheem Morris might be the best guy out of this deal. He's not. He's probably second or third. But that's how bad their interview process is. Right? Matt Nagy, of course. Clint Kubiak, they interviewed him, Seahawks offensive coordinator. We're going to go with a retread. Keep in mind, I brought this to your attention before. He got fired by the Saints last year when they went through their head coaching side. They didn't want to bring him back. Kellen Moore went, I don't need you here. Now, the Saints had a pretty good offense this year. He didn't make a bad decision. Then he goes up to Seattle and does that. Okay. 49ers defensive coordinator Robert Saleh. He's my number one guy on this list. No nonsense. Ain't going to put up with crap. Going to bring the toughness in here. And he learned a valuable lesson, you would hope, from being with the Jets and working with a franchise that struggles a little bit, right? So I do like him. Broncos defensive coordinator Vance Joseph, no thanks. We've ridden that train once.
Yeah, but he's another guy who hopefully is learning. Here's the thing about Salah.
But they passed him. Vance Joseph could have been our coach 2 coaches ago, and they were like, you're not good enough to be here.
Here's the thing about Salah. If you're his agent,
don't
you
go
say,
there.
You know what? We went through the Jets' dark years. Do you want to go step right in the sunshine? Maybe it's not dark years in Arizona, but it's going to be
the problem with
sad years.
Yeah, but the problem with Robert Saleh is I don't think he's going to get an opportunity. He's not going to get the Ravens. He's not going to get the Dolphins. He's not going to go get one of those franchises. He might be one of those guys that has to settle for a bottom feeder team and make it good. A la, who's the 49ers defensive coordinator who's in Houston now? I just forgot his name. The head coach.
DeMeco
Ryans.
Yeah.
He might have, Robert Saleh might be the guy that has to do what he's doing in Houston. Go to a downtrodden franchise that just can't get it together and build it up from there.
Except for Houston can't get it together going to the playoffs every year.
Well, that's the difference.
Yeah, they have to play on Saturday afternoon, but they're in the playoffs every year.
Did you see they did a marketing thing with their mascot, the Texans?
No.
Where he was at the stadium for the opening game, and he was at the Houston stadium, and he's looking around. Like, where's everybody at? It was pretty funny. Even they're making fun of the fact that they usually are that throwaway
It's
game.
Saturday, 1 o'clock. We're supposed to be playing.
It was pretty funny with the mascot there. They got Dolphins defensive coordinator Anthony Weaver. No, thank you. And Patriots PGC. I don't even know what that is. Thomas Brown.
Place kicking coach?
I know. What's a PJC? I don't throw a net wide. I don't care. But holy hell, man. You cannot keep hiring these unprofessional. It's to the point, Dale, where Raheem Morris, if they get Raheem Morris here, I'm going to be like, well, at least he has head coaching experience with these guys that they got there. I'm going to go a step farther. Clint Kubiak, Seattle's offensive coordinator. I'm not even sold on him. Yes, their offense looks good this year. Yes, he did it with the reclamation project and Sam Darnold. Yes, that offense is good. But that team's known for its defense. Best defense in the league all season long. They're not known for their offense. What are we doing? Poverty franchise, the Cardinals. And it's all because he doesn't want to pay anybody. There's a ton of offensive and defensive coordinators out there that have head coaching experience that you can talk to. And they're not even on this list. Throw the net wide. And I'll even go a step farther. If you're hiring a head coach, and not just that you talk to other people and see what the perception is of your roster, you throw it wide, you interview guys like Dolphins defense coordinator Anthony Weaver. Because you're going to need a new head coach in 2 to 3 years. And he might be ready by that point. And you got in with him early and talked to him and interviewed him, and he might think, remember that, and thank you for that, and come coach for you.
How do you open that conversation? We're not really interviewing you for this opening.
It happens all the time.
We're interviewing you for the opening that's going to be here in 3 years.
I used to, when I was in the corporate world, I'd interview guys that weren't qualified or weren't ready to step up to the role that we're doing, but I would purposely interview them, one, to give them the opportunity to interview for that position and go through the process, but then two, was to start that process where like, hey, this guy could step into this role in 2 to 3 years. So I would interview him ahead of time and have him go through the process, everything, go through it. And then you give him the advice like, hey, this is what you need to work on, etc. So the next time you interview them, they're ready to go. They're a step ahead of everything. So I believe in that process when you're hiring people. Dale, if you want to make fun of me for that. This is an unimaginative list out there. Unimaginative beyond belief. You better go get Robert Saleh on this list. He better be your next head coach. Now, when are you going to get him? When are you going to be able to talk to him? When are you going to be able to get him in here?
Again, I understand that the NFL has rules, but that does not mean that there has not been some back channel communication. Are you interested? Would you be interested?
I would argue you're not on this list unless that conversation's been had of, hey, we'd like to interview him. You're on this list because he wants to come interview with you. Let me put it that way. You would never put a guy on the list. And then like the reason why John Harbaugh's not on this list, because when the Cardinals called Harbaugh's agent, he went, fat chance in hell. I'm sorry. Let me finish laughing. I'm sorry. Let me put you on hold for a second.
I'll get back to you in a month if everything else falls through.
Yeah. There's a reason he's not on this list. There's a reason Mike McDaniel's not on this list. They're not coming here. They're not coming here. Who's the other guy that got fired? That's a high-end coach, and I can't think of his name right now. They're not coming here. Forget about those guys. Off your list there. But I don't know why you wouldn't have a guy like Mike McDaniel on the list. But now it's a two-way street, too. You might have called Mike McDaniel's agent. Hey, we'd love to have Mike McDaniel come in and talk to him.
Right.
And the agent goes, yeah, he's a Miami guy. he loves
He's
the ocean. Yeah, he'd rather take an OC position somewhere for a year besides come to you. So it is a two-way street as well. But this is just an unbelievably terrible list.
Uninspiring.
The only guy I would get excited about is Robert Saleh. The only guy that I would be like, all right, let's just see if he can do anything. Let's face it, Raheem Morris, who I do not think is a good head coach. He did so little with that offense of the Ravens with B.J. Robinson and those receivers, London and those guys. And they couldn't figure it out. But you know what he still did? He still went 8-9 for 2 years. Can we get the Cardinals to go 8-9 for 2 years, please? Can we get excited about that first? So Raheem Morris, I'm like, all right. With this list, I'm like, all right, Raheem Morris is a viable option if it needs to be that way. But if you're bringing in any of these other guys, you're bargaining basement shopping. None of them are. Clint Kubiak does not get me excited. You tell me you're getting the Seahawks defensive coordinator, which, by the way, is their head coach. I would lose my mind if you did that. You don't go and get the worst part of the team.
Oh, goodness.
Cardinals fans, it's so depressing out there. Here's the other side of it. And you look at it from the Cardinals' perspective. All 3 playoff teams, except for the Cardinals, everybody else played. They're still alive in the playoffs.
3 of the 4.
The only reason one's going to get eliminated this weekend is because they play each other.
Yeah.
Other than that, you can have 2 guys advancing, in theory, going into this.
You could have 2 NFC West teams playing for the NFC Championship.
The 49ers, yes, you could have An NFC West matchup.
Yeah.
The 49ers, the Rams, and the Seahawks. When they play anybody but themselves, they're 40-7 this year.
That's pretty good, isn't it?
That's anybody but themselves. If you're a head coach and you're looking at this, you're going, wow, they're so uncompetitive. It's not even funny. The Rams struggled with the Panthers, and say what you want about that. Panthers play out of their minds in that game. The Rams look really good at times. Their defense is taking a step back. I get that and stuff.
Well, let me tell you,
You're not even at a competitive level right now with this Cardinals team. You're starting you're not even in the basement, Dale. You're 4 levels below the basement, and everybody else is on the third floor partying it up.
Let me tell you, here's what's interesting about the Rams and the Panthers. I think that the Panthers just aren't a good matchup for the Rams.
I think so, too.
And the Rams are a better football team, but there's just some teams that you don't match up well
especially in Carolina.
Yeah. And yet they found a way, somehow, some way to win the game.
That's what good teams do.
Yes. And boy, oh boy. See, that's a double-edged whammy. It's like it's one thing if you're not good, but at least if you have a team or two in your division that aren't good, it doesn't seem so bad.
You battle it out for 4th place.
But the next, you finished 9 games out of 3rd place.
No, it was. Was it 9? Oh, I thought it was.
I think it was 9 games.
They all hit 12 wins, right?
I think one of them hit
3.
11.
Okay, you're right. Yeah,
but 9 games out of 3rd place.
We don't do math here, obviously. That would be 9. Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. And you got blown out by all 3 of those teams.
Oh.
You weren't in those games at all. Here's the other thing that makes you also want to be disgusted if you're looking at this from the perspective. Did anybody watch any of the NFC West games this weekend or any of the playoff games and go, oh, Cardinals are right behind any of those teams? Even Carolina, you're watching them play, and the Cardinals played Carolina this year early on. You're watching Carolina play, and you're like, Cardinals aren't even in that level. They went 8-9, and you're not even at that level of football.
And let me tell you, Carolina will be somebody to reckon with next year.
They're a good young team
Yep.
with injuries this year, too.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. This is why coaching matters. Again, New England. Drake May wasn't the guy going into this year. Bears. Caleb Williams, not the guy going. I'm not sure Caleb Williams the guy this year. Now, you might be stuck with him with this run you're going on. But how bad did Caleb Williams play for 3.5 quarters of that game? And then he just woke up. And starts hurling balls, Dale, off of doing a pirouette in the sky, spinning around, throwing the ball over his shoulder for a 40-yard gain to a receiver that the receiver the only one that can catch it over his shoulder, tap his feet, and get out of bounds.
Within 3 defenders.
Yes. So you got those 2 guys, unsure quarterbacks that at times look like they're playoff material. Then you got Bryce Young, and you can't develop a Kyler Murray as a coaching staff here. You can't develop anybody here. Nobody has been developed here. This is why you need developing guys in there. Then you look at the Niners in this division. Fred Warner might be coming back here this week. We'll see this week, but he's wanting to get back. No big Nick Bosa, obviously. Mikael Williams. No Ricky Pearsall in this game. No Brandon Ayuk all season. So that's easier because he's been out all season. You've adjusted to him being out. But still. 5th and 6th string linemen. Folks, they have linebackers playing that weren't even on the couch at the beginning of this year.
No, that were on the couch.
No, they were having to work at Home Depot or something. They couldn't even afford to sit on the couch waiting for their opportunity. They were so far down the depth chart. And then you lose Kittle in the first half of this game. And the Niners just keep rolling. I've said this to you the last couple of weeks. Take Christian McCaffrey. I was shocked at how much they were taking him out of that game. Like the camera just kept panning to him on the sideline. And I was like, why is he on the sideline? Get him back in there.
Right.
And the backup kid was still dominating and going out there and running the ball fantastically. This is why excuses don't happen. This is why your talent level doesn't matter. The Niners they have Trent Williams, don't get me wrong. But the rest of their linemen aren't great.
Well, what's amazing is that Yes, you need a good left tackle to be an elite football team. But the records when Trent Williams plays versus
Yes.
when he doesn't,
It's a-
that's like quarterback numbers.
It's shocking. It's
Yes.
shocking. But he's all war. I mean, he's all out of this planet.
Yeah.
If there was a game for that. But coaching can up these guys and have these guys ready to go. Is my point.
Yep.
And that's what you need as the Cardinals. That's why I really like Matt LaFleur. It looks like he's going back to Green Bay. He's done more in Green Bay with less. Obviously, if Shanahan was available, I'd be like, get Shanahan here right now. I'm not a big Shanahan's a great coach guy. He has issues. But what he's doing this year, if he doesn't win Coach of the Year, speaking of rigged, it's going to be ridiculous. He deserves Coach of the Year, and it's not even close.
Who does?
Shanahan. Name somebody that's done more with less this year.
I don't think he just poo-pooed Mike Vrabel.
Well, the injury difference is why you would.
They
poo-poo Mike Vrabel.
They won 4 games last year.
Yeah, and they won one team above 500 this year with Vrabel.
They won 4 games.
Shanahan won. Did you not just hear what I named off? No Fred Warner, no Nick Bosa, no George Kittle most of the season, no Mikael Williams. Ricky Pearsall was out most of the year. No Brandon Ayuk. No receivers. 5th and 6th string linebackers. It's more than what Vrabel did in New England. I'm not saying it's a blowout, whatever. Vrabel's in the conversation, but how does Shanahan not win this thing with what they've done and they continue to win? I'm just saying, there's a difference. Is all I'm throwing under that stuff there. Texans, Steelers into this game tonight. We both have the Texans. Are you sticking with it? I told you. I mean, we both have the Steelers. I said we were able to change this a little bit going into tonight. If you wanted to change it, I'm giving you the opportunity now. Dale.
Don't ever
Steelers or
change
Texans?
your answer on the test.
Yeah, because you were right the first time.
Although I have no idea what's going to happen tonight. I think
This is going to be a 10-7 type of a ball.
it's
game,
going to
folks.
and the uglier it is, the better I think it is for Pittsburgh.
I just that Texans defense might do enough to keep this game close, and then you don't know what can happen once the game's. Aaron Rodgers can throw that late interception there to get picked or something and go on. All right, so we're both sticking with the Steelers going tonight as well from that perspective. And the last thing I want to talk about on the NFL side is obviously we'll talk about it more tomorrow. Bruce Cooper comes in tomorrow as well, is the All-Pro voting. I get it. It's stupid voting. It's like award stuff. Nobody really cares.
Don't tell me.
Well, no,
Don't tell me you're going to be upset.
I'm not upset.
Don't tell me you're going to be upset.
It's just, this is why this stuff needs to go away. Trey McBride only gets 49 of 50 votes.
Only?
Somebody voted George Kittle, who played 11 games as an All-Pro, as a first-team All-Pro. What are we doing? What are we doing in life? It's like I have the same problem with Hall of Fame stuff in baseball. Well, we couldn't have him be anonymous because Joe DiMaggio or whoever wasn't anonymous back in the day.
Unanimous.
Stupid. What are we? Who's the idiot?
How about we just talk about the 49 that voted him?
Who's the idiot? Who's the moron that went George Kittle number one? Does George Kittle's parents vote on this thing?
Now, the voting is anonymous.
I love me George Kittle. Don't get me wrong. I love me some George Kittle.
And there were seasons.
This ain't it.
No.
This wasn't it. It's what Trey McBride did this year. Nah, it just goes to my point of I hate these stupid voting stuff, man. It drives me nuts. The same thing with AP voting. Just stupid. What are we doing? The College Football Playoff Committee. Just when humans get involved, stuff gets stupid, man. Just stupid as can be, Dale. Stupid as can be. Robert says, after the last 3 years, every OC that is out there to be interviewed as a head coach is a huge upgrade. On the offensive side, I would agree with you. But you need somebody, you need somebody that can bring in quality assistants. Doesn't have to be high-powered assistants, high-paid assistants. Like I saw a report that Harbaugh was making $18 million in Ravensland, and he was the second highest-paid head coach in the league. And I read somewhere that he wants $25 million as his going number, or 30, maybe it was $30 million. It was $30 million was the number that he was asking for, and $10 million for his assistants. Like that's ungodly numbers there.
Yeah.
And I don't know. Last time I checked, Dale, I mean, correct me if I'm wrong. Maybe I'm factually wrong on this. I'm looking around here. Maybe I'm wrong, but Ravens haven't done a lot the last several years with a lot of talent on that team, by the way, folks.
They've had really good regular seasons.
God bless you if you're going to spend that kind of money on a head coach and his assistant.
Is he really? He's not asking for
He
$30
can't be.
million.
If he was 18, I can see a team going 22, 21, 22. Hey, we'll make you the highest paid head coach.
Right.
But they're not going from 18 to 30 when the highest paid head coach is $20 million.
That's like the quarterback saying, I want all the money. Oh, and then get me. I want you to bring in a lot of talent around me. Well, you took all the money.
Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, what do you mean I can't? This is what worries me. Jonathan Gannon came in as an unexperienced head coach, and he had two young guys with no experience as coordinators. And then on down was a bunch of young guys with very little experience. Was that because there's no money for it? Or was it just he wanted the young guys there because he thought they were good, which I don't know why. Petzing from Cleveland you thought would be good. But I don't know. I'm not smart as Jonathan Gannon, but that's the question you got.
Well, it's a question that really you haven't talked much about in the Valley until Dillingham came along.
Yes.
And he was holding ASU up as much for money for him
and
as
I don't
it was
think
for
I don't think
assistants.
he has a good offensive coordinator in Arroyo. I don't think he's a good offensive coordinator this year. I'm not sold on Ward, the defensive coordinator. He makes bad mistakes at end of games with cover zeros, right? So can you improve those positions and stuff like that? But that's what I'm more concerned about than the head coach. It's okay, get an inexperienced head coach, but you better have money to pay for some guys that have been doing the OC and D. Like if you hire Clint Kubiak and then you have the head coach from Miami that's now available as your offensive coordinator, all right, I'll get behind that. I'll settle for that all day of the week. Let's do that. That sounds good. And then you get like a Vance Joseph or Robert Saleh to be a defense. Oh, yeah, absolutely. Let's do that. I'm on board for that all day long. The problem is they're going to get an inexperienced head coach and then some inexperienced coordinators, and we're going to be right back in the same situation again.
Well, remember, coordinators are wanting to go with a program that they can highlight themselves so that eventually
Get
they
promoted.
can become a head coach.
Exactly.
Well, if you're going to a program with a guy who you don't have faith in,
Yes.
what's to make you think? Because there can be no coordinators hired off of the Cardinals staff to be coordinators again.
Cardinals are interviewing the Green Bay Packers defense coordinator. Did you see that Green Bay defense at the end of the year? That guy should be interviewing at McDonald's. So here it looks. Andy Reid's making $20 million a year. Well, I think we all can agree Andy Reid deserves $20 million a year.
Right.
Then John Harbaugh was 18. But young start. Ben Johnson, the hottest hire in the last several years as a coordinator to become a head coach last year, making $13 million. And you're telling me Harbaugh's going to be 20. Look, Harbaugh's not coming. This isn't an argument about him coming to the Cardinals and paying him and all that stuff. But that's what the money that people are throwing out. Maybe there's an owner stupid enough to hire him for $30 million or $25 million or whatever. But I don't get it.
No.
Because he hasn't won a lot lately. Andy Reid, I'd pay Andy Reid right now $30 million to get his butt here for 4 or 5 years. Because Andy Reid's winning right now. He had one bad year this year. You know who hasn't been winning? John Harbaugh. With talent.
Yeah.
On top of it as well. More stuff's coming out about his firing, man. And woo, Lamar Jackson got him fired. Beautiful story to read. Hey, come on back. We're going to talk Major League Baseball, some more NBA stuff out there, PGA stuff as well. So come on back, folks. Main event, Monday morning. Come on back. And we're back here. Main event, second hour. I didn't introduce ourselves here in the second hour, so I'll do it now. I'm your humble host, Stephen McCollum. And if you don't know who the 17-year NFL veteran is here, well, he's Dale Hillestrade. He's here to my right as well. We're just having some fun with some NFL weekend roundup here. Chris Cartman came out 25 minutes ago. Robert tagged me on it as well. Levitt's going to LSU reportedly. Well, this is interesting. If you don't know this story. So Levitt was at LSU at a basketball game, and the news broke that Lane Kiffin and LSU had stolen the Washington quarterback to go into the portal 3 days after the big contract and stuff like that up there in Washington. So Sam Levitt leaves, and he goes to Tennessee. Sam Levitt's in Tennessee. It's supposed to be a 1 day. He extends it to 2 days. Lane Kiffin gets on a plane after he loses the Williams kid back to Washington, gets on a plane and go visit Sam Levitt in Tennessee while he's visiting Tennessee. Obviously not on campus. Meets up with him outside.
Meet with him in football.
And he's like Tennessee coach. Hey Pruitt, get out of here. I'm taking over your office. And now sources are saying Sam Levitt's expected to sign with LSU. I did read that he had standing offers with Kentucky, LSU, Tennessee, and Miami. I heard he had standing offers, which basically means, hey kid, you're welcome here if you want to come here. He's choosing LSU
after being.
Yeah, I don't get it. You literally were embarrassed.
Yeah.
And my other side of it is, how do you not go to Miami? Doesn't Miami have the better roster right now and everything? You're gonna get more pub. He wants to be in an SEC school for some reason. He does. I don't get it. I don't get why he wants to be there as well. Yeah. So another Heisman Trophy winner from Arizona going to LSU.
Wouldn't that be fast? So what's your prognostication? Does he have a successful career in LSU, or does he get lost in the shovel?
I think they're going to struggle in Lane Kiffin's first year because he doesn't have his kids there. Lane Kiffin doesn't win. This is the first year where Lane Kiffin has had a team in Ole Miss that was that good and dominating. Lane Kiffin's teams usually aren't like that. So I don't know. I kind of question if Lane Kiffin's the right answer there at LSU. We'll see. He'll have a good year passing it if he stays healthy. If he didn't like getting hit at Arizona State, good luck, kid. Those SEC defensive guys, good luck to you, man. They're pro ready right now. I think he'll have a good season if he stays healthy. The question is, can he stay healthy is my question.
Right.
I just don't know, man. I have a philosophy, don't invite me fourth or fifth to whatever you have because 4 people turned you down. And don't invite me the day of or the day before, when you invited everybody else a week or two in advance. My answer is automatically no in those situations. And I can tell you this right now, if I'm interviewing with you and hanging out with you, and you're like, we got this other kid now all of a sudden, and you're taking the phone call at the basketball game, the answer is no also.
And you glance over and you see who's on the phone. Hey.
You're sitting at the game and you hear the coach go, we got him? We got him? Okay, good. We got him. All right, good. Oh, we got our – he looks to his left to his other coach. Hey, we got our core B. Williams is coming here. We're good. And you're on the other side going.
Sitting next to Steve at the dinner table and you go, huh? Oh, they accept the tickets? Okay. Sorry, Steve.
I had that happen one time. Where me and another guy were interviewing for a job, and it was just interview. It wasn't crushing or anything like that. And the other guy got the call that he got it when we were together, and he was so awkward about it. He's like, and I'm like, dude, congratulations, man. That's cool. I don't care. But it was kind of you made it all awkward and everything.
You didn't get up and storm off?
No. And then that whole side got eliminated a year later. So there you go. Worked out for me. Things work out, Dale. Things work out, and I'm here with you. Yeah, so that's happening. I just don't know how Lane Kiffin's going to do in his first year. And is Sam Levitt going to hang out for 2 years?
Well, he better. I think he's got a lot of rehab on his leg, ankle, foot, whatever it was, and his image.
And his image. The NFL won't care about it, but again. Sam Levitt is my opinion on him's changed. He's somebody that doesn't love the game of football. He's somebody that just wants the big paycheck. He wants the big paycheck when he gets to the NFL. He wants the highest draft pick. It's all about Sam Levitt. There's nothing wrong with that. There's a bunch of people out there like that.
Right.
It's just he came here without that attitude. He was a reject from Michigan State until Kenny Dillingham refurbished him. And now he's acting like he's better than everybody. That's like when you're, that ugly girl, the ugly boy. Let's just make it gender neutral. And you hang out with them, and all of a sudden they become more popular or whatever. And then they turn their back on you, and they're like, oh, you're not cool anymore. And you're like, the reason why you're in this group is because of me.
Is this
Cindy?
Is this another Dobson
Yeah,
story?
no, again, yeah. Damn you, Cindy. You were only there because of me. You turn your back on me.
You're only eating lunch at our table because of me. Now you kicked me out.
I got oddly personal quick.
Oh, you came up with Cindy.
No, I don't know what Cindy. That was just me having fun as well. So that news is out there also. Sam Levitt there. Indiana, we'll talk more about that game coming up here. But look, congratulations to Miami. They win despite themselves. Let's put it that way. Carson Beck, I've always said Carson Beck's not the greatest quarterback on the face of the planet. He does enough to win. He's a proven winner. He's ice in his veins with his things at Georgia and all that. Dude, but going home is the problem for them. You see those ticket prices went to like $3,000?
I did not.
After the game, yes.
I don't know. Do you see how many Indiana fans were down at the Peach Bowl?
No. And Indiana fans have money, folks. So they're going to spend that money to go. Oh, if that was ASU in that position, I'd spend whatever it takes to get into that stadium. I'd be like, I'll sit in bathroom stall 4. How much will that cost? Just get me in the stadium so I can be there. It'll be interesting to see. By the way, Indiana's a 7.5-point favorite to open up for a championship game, folks. Yeah. That hurts. That's not ideal. And these playoffs have actually been fun and good. So
they've been pretty. I mean, the only blowout was Indiana. I mean,
yeah, because they're so good.
They just don't have a weakness.
No.
You could.
And even when they struggle, their struggle is better than everybody else's good.
There's teams you can tell are just well coached, and then there's Indiana that it seems like every phase of their football team is coached at the highest level.
Yeah,
I mean they make no mistake. I saw where they haven't had a fumble since
really?
the 18th play of the first game of the season.
Well, their first play of the season was Old Dominion returning the kickoff or something, like an 80-yard kickoff return, or maybe it was from line of scrimmage. Yeah, no, that's what I mean. They're the most complete team in terms of that. What I want to see is sustainment. Like I said, teams that don't sustain success, it's very hard to sustain it. And it's schools that like Indiana. Dylan Raiola announces his commitment to Oregon as well, of course, from Nebraska as well. Broke his femur this year. This is interesting. Is he going there? Does he know if Dante Moore is going pro or not?
Well, the article says that he could also redshirt.
Oh, he hadn't redshirted yet?
Yeah,
so be the backup, and then
if Jones comes,
if Moore goes. If I was Dante Moore, I'd go back because he only has 18 career starts.
Yeah, but if they're telling you you're top 5,
well, he might be top 2 to the Jets.
The only thing that can happen if you go back then
is farther down.
Yeah.
No, if you're going to be number 2 to the Jets, you go pro. But isn't there? And just off the top of my head, Trey, forget his name, from North Dakota, Trey Lance. But there's a long road of quarterbacks with promising futures that didn't start much in college, that have failed in the NFL. Mm-hmm. I can't think of one that was successful off the top of my head. Just off the top of my head, most, like Josh Allen was at Wyoming, and he played a ton. You go to a small school. The redheaded kid that went to North Dakota State, Carson Wentz, he started a lot. Trey Young, what's his name? Trey Lance is the one that I'm thinking of. Everybody else has a lot of starts, and if you don't, you generally don't make it. So that'll be fascinating to see where they're at. So good, Patrick Mahomes Jr. going to deal, yeah.
He made a big to-do on social media.
Hey, this is my favorite tweet of the day. Barstool ASU puts a tweet out right now. Breaking. Former ASU recreational basketball player Sam Levitt has committed to play quarterback for LSU. Folks, that wins the internet in so many ways possible.
Oh, my goodness.
We're not worthy. We're not worthy.
Wow.
Brooks Koepka left the Live Tour 3 weeks ago, cited family reasons.
Yeah, he went to Live because he wanted to play less golf.
Play less golf and travel less
Yes.
and everything and make more money.
Yes.
Yep. Applies for reinstatement back into the PGA. He's obviously going to get it, but are they going to make it uncomfortable for him to get it is the question.
Well, somebody had to be the first one to say, I want to be reinstated.
Yes.
And so they got to get this right. What?
Yeah. If they screw this up with him, you're not getting the other guys back.
But what are the parameters? There's got to be something.
Does there, though?
Yes.
What if he just retired for 3 years? Well, because you've won. Here's my point on this. You've won. You've won the battle with Liv. Liv ain't surviving by itself. The money's going to get pulled here in the next couple of years. They're losing way too much money. And now you're getting big stars like Koepka to leave them and come back to the PGA Tour. I'm not saying there's not a punishment, like, I don't know, a fine or something.
That's what I'm saying.
But you got to
be
make it
something.
good because you've won. You've won the battle. You've got to show the PGA guys that stayed that it was worth it to stay. And that's what you do, like you said. You do a fine.
Right.
You've
And that's
gotta-
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
'Cause
But I'm not saying you make it, I don't know, it could be where you don't suspend them for 4 tournaments. You can't play in these tournaments. No, you fine them. You show there's a penalty to do this, but you make it to where you're basically saying, hey, other Live guys, come on back.
Because what you're looking at is, I don't know how much Koepka got, 50 million, 75 million
I don't
from
remember.
Liv.
I didn't look it up.
And now Liv, it used to be, hey, you wear shorts and it's a 3-day tournament and there's limited tournaments and now it's 4 days.
And you travel more because they do
Yes.
more Europe. It's bigger in Europe than it
Yes.
is in the United States. So you're traveling longer and farther and stuff like that. So PGA Tour has to do this right because it says you want to do it to where there's a punishment to show the people that stayed that it was worthwhile staying.
Right.
But you want to do it right that you're also telling the other Lift guys it's not a harsh punishment to come back, fellas.
Because you want to let Rory
Come
know.
on
You
back.
want to let Scotty Scheffler and those guys know that, hey, we appreciate your loyalty.
Yeah. But you also want to say to the Live guys, hey, it ain't that bad. You can that fine can be worked off in tournaments and stuff to that effect, right? Come back as well. So he left the PGA Tour in 2022. By the way, he was the biggest name at that time, and he was the highest paid one as well to go to the Liv's Tour in 2022 as well. So now the PGA has indicated in the past that a return from Liv would require a player to sit out at least a year after his last non-sanctioned event. So Liv's final 2025 event was in August. See, to me, that's too harsh. So basically, he would be banned until September. To me, that's too harsh. And you're going to maybe you tell them they can't play in those high-dollar PGA Tour events for the first part. You can play in PGA Tour events, but you're not going to play in those high-dollar ones. Maybe you could do something like that.
Well,
but to ban him that's going to tell everybody else on Live that it's not worth going back.
Well, it would preclude him from playing at all the majors.
Because the majors aren't part of the PGA though, so right. So the Masters can still. Well, that's the problem. The Masters would have to bring him in
right
separately and stuff to that effect and everything. So, because the problem is, if you don't know, the Live guys made their money when they went to Live.
Mm-hmm.
And
they're in direct competition.
Yeah, and so there's no competition. I don't think they're in competition. I just think it's more that's costing the PGA money with them going. But they got paid a lot of money that the PGA guys weren't paid.
Right.
So that's where I think there's got to be a fine or something. To suspend them, though, like I said, there's got to be a deal. Like, okay, you can't pay in the high money events until August. But you can play in any other PGA Tour event. Because if you make this too harsh, the other Live guys are going to go, well, it ain't worth me going back if I got to sit out a year. If anything, I would say you have to play in the Live Tour for another year before you come back. Punish them that way. You got to play in every Live tournament for 2026. Every live tournament you got to play in, and then you can come back. Like just extra punish him a little as well. So he will be able to play in all 4 majors because he did win that PGA Championship in 2023.
Right.
I just looked that up. So he can play in the DP World Tour and stuff to that effect right now, no matter what, to see. So that'll be interesting and keep your eye on as well. I know Scotty Scheffler is going to be here coming up for the Waste Management Open. I saw he put his paperwork in.
Yeah. Well, that's why the Waste Management's played on Super Bowl weekend because, yes, it's exciting when Scotty Scheffler or the couple years that Tiger Woods came or the big names come.
Yeah.
Yes, but guess what? 90% of the people that are at the Waste Management Phoenix Open could not tell you Scotty Scheffler from Steve McCullum.
No idea who he is. No clue who he is. That just they don't even know there's golfers out there, Dale.
No.
They're like, why can't we watch on these random patches of land? Why are they roped
Yeah,
off?
why can't I walk over there? Well, that's the 10th fairway.
Yeah, they're playing golf out there. What's golf? My heels won't walk.
Or sinking in.
Cubs signed Bregman. Alex Bregman to the Diamondbacks was a pipe dream all along. As long as you could tell Marte. I'm torn on this. Now, he signed a record deal, 5-year, $175 million deal. So that's 30-something million a year. I did the math yesterday. I didn't do it. I don't remember what it was. It's going to the Cubs. The Diamondbacks weren't paying that as long as they kept Marte. Because people were like, you can keep both of them. That was a pipe dream.
Right.
So the Diamondbacks have chosen. Here's what this means. The Diamondbacks have chosen Ketel Marte over a high-level free agent that plays hard. Do you like that, Dale?
No, I was telling you that last year that they should have traded him.
Yeah.
Now, again, what have you done? Because you're looking at a Ketel Marte, who I don't think he's the strongest mental guy in the league.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Obviously, he's talented.
You put it better than me. He's the best, if not the best second baseman, top 2 or 3 second baseman.
Super talented, but not the strongest mentally.
Something's wrong up here.
And now you've shopped him around for an entire offseason.
Yep. And you don't get one offer for him?
Or you did, and it wasn't.
Well, no, you got lowballed.
Yeah.
Which should tell you something.
Yes.
Doesn't
and so
it?
now you're going to bring him back.
Alex Bregman's an elder third baseman. He's going to command a lot of money. And a lot of teams are trying to get him.
No.
If somebody doesn't want your superstars, there's a reason.
And so my question is, it's just like I always tell you, or at least friends, if a guy has attitude issues and now you're talking about giving him a lot of money,
yeah,
do you think his attitude's going to improve?
It's going to get worse.
Well, now you got a guy who's made questionable decisions, especially last year that came to light. And now you shopped him all off season. Now you're bringing him back. How is he going to respond?
Yeah, you chose me over them. He's going to be worse, isn't he? That's the way I'm looking at it.
Or
spring training is going to be interesting.
Or is he going to be thankful? I don't know which way he's going to go.
They're never thankful. They never think that way. I'll predict right now. Spring training is going to come, and he's going to be barely playing in spring training. He's going to always be working on himself, but he can't go out there. Can't go out there because the sun's bright on this Tuesday, and I don't want him out. Tori will be all, I don't want him out there in the sun this much.
The sun's at my back.
Yeah, sunscreen. He doesn't like the way sunscreen feels on his skin, so we can't have him out there 2 days in a row working. We got to get him ready for the playoff run.
So you're excited about having him back?
No, I think it's the stupidest move you can make as a Diamondback. And I realize I'm in the minority. A lot of Diamondbacks fans are like, we can't lose Marte. I think he's a phenomenal talent. But, they've traded Jake McCarthy to Colorado and got a double-A pitcher in return. A lot of reasons to do that.
Right.
They have a logjam in the outfield. I get it. But here's the other side. They've been trying to trade Jake McCarthy for 2 years. He's a serviceable outfield. He can do well in the outfield. He can hit and all that stuff. You just don't have a spot for him anymore. And he's not able to go down anymore.
Yeah, he doesn't have any options.
Thank you. So you're tied with him, and you don't need him anymore, right? And he's the odd man out, right, from that perspective. So I get the move, and but you only got a double-A pitcher for him. when you're trading your guys that are good, and in this case, one of the best second basemen in the league, and you don't get an offer you like, that says something.
Yeah.
And that's why they're stuck with. They're stuck with Marte. He's going to go to that thing where then his no trade clause pops in. You can't trade him as
10 and 5.
Whatever it is. Whatever stupid baseball rule they have. So now you're stuck with that, so you're not going to be able to unload him at that point. Do you think his attitude's going to get better? This is my point. He's going to take a foul ball off of his foot in the first inning of the first pitch of the first game. You won't see him for a month. Because it hurts. And we're going to have Torrey sitting there. Nothing. My point is this. The culture has been a little weak-minded, lackadaisical the last couple years. You brought everybody back now. You expect it to be different? What did you change to up the toughness of this team? Nothing. This is the same team you're bringing back that you had in the terms of the fielders. Now, I know pitchers are different, but this is the same. What makes you think it's going to be different this year, bringing the same mental issues back that you've had the last couple of years?
Where's your Dylan Brooks?
Yes.
And
no, but here's the problem. When you get somebody that does that, like AJ Puck, you squash it. We don't do that here. You publicly, Torrey said that one year. It wasn't Puck. It was another reliever, Ginkel. We don't do it with Atlanta third baseman, Acuna. And Torrey went to the podium that night. We don't do that here. We don't act that way here. We do things right. This is going to be softer than McDonald's ice cream, folks, this year on the Diamondbacks. It's going to be frustrating to watch. Brace yourself now. They've changed nothing. This team has decided this is the way they want to play. And it's their team. But it's going to be you're going to be disappointed all year long, fans. Just prepare yourself now.
Boy.
Mm-hmm.
With a hype man like you.
Buy your tickets now, folks. It's going to be frustrating. I can handle teams losing. I can handle teams struggling at times. I can handle all that stuff. But when you have an obvious softness problem and you don't address it at all,
right?
Oh, but we talked to Marte. Okay.
No more unsanctioned vacation during the season.
I think that's ended. I think they talked to him about that and he got that message. But again, takes a foul ball. Who was it? Blaze Alexander took that ball off his arm and his elbow was the size of a basketball and he was out there playing the next day. Could tell Marte takes a ball off that protective shin guard on his shin and he's got to miss a week. It's just disgusting. Just disgusting.
Oh,
but it's also alarming that you can't get enough for Ketel Marte.
Well, that's why when you hear people go, "Oh, you just trade Kyler Murray for a first and a third," and it's like
you ain't getting that.
Do you understand?
You're not getting that. That's what's alarming to me. The best second baseman or top 3 second baseman in the league, and you couldn't get an offer put together for him. Are you kidding me? Bregman had people fighting for him as a free agent. Now, free agents are a little different, I get it, than giving up things.
Right.
But you have the best of anything on your team. Teams want that.
And Bregman wanted to be out here.
Yeah, he's from here. He lives here. He was training with ASU on Saturday morning before the news came out.
Well,
because I was all, ooh, he's with ASU. He might like to stay here. Now the Cubs do their spring training here.
Yeah, so you get another.
He'll be here for that.
6-7 weeks.
But yeah, no, it's just that's what alarms me the most. Does that mean that other Major League Baseball teams are like, yeah, he's one of the best second basemen of all time, but we don't want the other part of it. So we don't
want to bring him into our clubhouse.
We're going to give you these lower tier guys and stuff of that effect moving forward. So
right.
Robert says at TME Sports Show, PGA Tour may have won. If no live, there would be no high dollar tournaments. Doesn't it only matter if Tiger wants his pound of flesh? And that's the thing. Tiger runs the PGA Tour these days.
Do you see where Tiger's eligible for the Champions Tour?
I did, yeah. Isn't that depressing? Oh my God, I'm so old. What happened?
Yeah.
I blinked. Man, when Tiger was young, he was like, go young guys. And now I'm like, go old guys. Do you think he plays on the Champions Tour?
He's always said he wouldn't. I wouldn't be surprised to see if he tees it up once or twice.
Because when you're a certain level superstar, you don't play in that because it's a downgrade. But Tiger's also never been, okay, I'm going to say something really mean about Tiger. Tiger's never been a man of the people.
No, but he has changed.
So the Champions Tour, you have to be a man of the people. You've been to those tournaments here when they play them at Phoenix.
A whole different ballgame.
You're more friendly with the crowd. The crowd's more friendly with you. You can't be an a-hole to him.
Right.
And Tiger, he may have changed, but he's still got that in him a little bit, doesn't he?
Well, the whole thing about Tiger, and I found it just fascinating because I think there's a lot of athletes that are this way. The fact that Tiger, when he was rolling, he was a jerk. He just was a jerk. He was that way growing up. He was singularly focused. Winning was the only thing he didn't give a damn.
I wouldn't even call him a jerk. I would just say the only thing he cared about was golf.
No, he was a jerk. He treated people badly.
That's what I mean. But he wasn't a jerk.
And all that.
He just was focused.
But then he got
he was nice to the horse.
If you worked at Denny's, but as he got nicer, he got worse at golf.
Got worse at playing. Well, but that's what I mean by like you call him a jerk, but he was focused singularly on golf. It didn't care about anything else. It's just golf. Leave me alone. I'm playing golf. Leave me alone. I'm playing golf. Then as he got nicer, his focus went away.
Injuries started happening. He got nicer.
His wife hit him upside the head with a golf club. Turns out that hurts a little bit.
7-iron.
Really quick, we're going to wrap up with Suns here and that Tiger joke. Sorry, Tiger. We love you here. ASU men's basketball did get the win over K-State. It was interesting watching the post game on that on Saturday. The players like Peg Johnson and some of the other players there on the team were like, we needed this win. Because they did. They were 0-2 in the conference. I saw a lot of people calling for Bobby Hurley's job after that second loss to BYU, that dominating loss to BYU from that side. But they do get the win over K-State there, get their first Big 12 win. I already told you ASU women's basketball lost big to 13th ranked TCU 77-46. Arizona men's keeps rolling. They beat Utah 97-78. I believe that was down there at McHale Center this weekend. GCU men's continue to roll as well. 76-56 for them. They beat San Jose State over the weekend. And then we already talked about the Suns with their 2 deals and everything. The Suns don't play tonight. They play tomorrow night coming up on Tuesday. But I wanted to bring your attention to they don't play back here for 13 days. So what is it, a 6-game road trip here?
Basically 2 weeks.
Yeah, the Heats, Pistons, Knicks, Nets, 76ers, and Hawks coming up on their schedule here on this road trip. Not the easiest road trip out there. Throw up those Eastern Conference standings for me, just to get you guys familiar with what they're going up against as well. Detroit Pistons are the best team in the East, folks. Knicks are right there behind them. Knicks have faltered. We just saw them on Friday. They've been faltering lately, but Suns beat them there. So you're playing 2 of the best teams in the Eastern Conference here on this road trip coming up here. The Heat, not so good. They're the 8 seed right now, struggling out there for them. That's the first game tomorrow night, 5:30 p.m. But then you go to Detroit. Then you go to New York for the Knicks as well. Now, the Nets are god-awful coming up here. But you got to worry about the road trip. 76ers, who they got on this, not the best team out there either. They're kind of struggling this year in terms of their expectations and what people are looking for. But they're sitting there in the 5 seed in the East right now as well. So what you got to worry about is, and then the Hawks are just terrible. What you got to worry about is just you get tired on these road trips, right? Now, the nice thing is you're in New York, you play New York and then the Nets, the Knicks and then the Nets. You basically can stay in the same spot, right? The stadiums are, not too far apart from each other. It's not like you have to travel overnight to get to another place and stuff to that effect. So this isn't an easy road schedule, both with the time and then who you're playing as well. But then when they come back, this is what's interesting. Kind of reverse that. Then they got the Heat at home, Nets at home, Pistons at home, Cavaliers at home, and then Clippers from that side. So it doesn't get any easier when you come back from that road trip. So this will be a fun little road trip to see what the Suns do, but I wanted to just let you guys know what they're facing here on this Eastern road trip that begins tomorrow as well. And Dale, we're going to leave it with this here.
3-3, by the way, I'd be
You'd be
very
happy with that?
Yeah.
So who do you have them losing to? See, they played Detroit and the Knicks early enough in this road trip that I could see them beating those two teams.
I'm just saying.
It'll be hard. Don't get me wrong. It'll be hard.
I'd be very happy 3-3. If they win any more than 3 games, I'd be tickled pink.
The ones I worry about is like the Nets after that Knicks game, and then the 76ers. And I could see them dropping the last game against the Hawks just because they're tired and want to get home and stuff to that effect. All right. No back-to-backs, though. In this series at all. So that's good. They do get a break in between as well. But I agree with you. 3-3. Let's do 3-3, boys. Let's do 4-2, but 3-3 we'll settle with. Like I said, these road trips become hard because you're just on the road so much with your travel and where and then you're in a colder environment, kind of a deal, right? You're not out here in Arizona. But Oklahoma City gets a lot of flack for just the whistles that they get, right? Shea jumping into guys and getting the whistle and stuff like that. I had this game on, so I was watching, but I wasn't paying attention to it. And then I saw the uproar all over social media. This is how ridiculous it is. We talked about the football officials and how that can easily be fixed. This can easily be fixed as well in the NBA. It's just there can be somebody, an eye in the sky, that can, hey, refs, huddle together and pretend like you're talking. Yeah, that was not a foul. And then you can fix it. And then they go, boop, we decided there was no foul on that play, and then you can start playing, right? You can fix it in 2 seconds. If you missed this, Oklahoma City players driving to the hoop. Let's take a look at this. Oklahoma City foul is what this one is called here. Let's just pay attention to this and watch this beautiful foul call. I mean, the referee just was tuned into this. And this is why Oklahoma City says that they get cheated with the refs.
And now he's stomping out on the floor. He looks like he wants to get
one. All right, can you stop it right there, Kobe? Okay, so you just saw that, right? Live? Okay, there might have been a foul, though. He might have touched him. Now, the referees are underneath us and are supposed to be watching this. Go ahead and play it from here on this replay.
Timeout, Miami.
It was a foul.
Oh, my God. Oh, my God. I hope he gets out of the hospital soon from that just atrocious foul. I hope he was fouled so hard that I think his kids felt it. That was just, there's no room for that in the NBA.
And there was nothing said about the 3 steps he took before he got there?
They don't care about that. They don't care about that. I know. We saw 2 double dribble calls on the high school game we were at on Friday. And I was like, the ref was all bloop. And I was like, what does that signal even mean?
You don't see it in the NBA.
I don't see it in college very much either.
I saw a couple of lowlights over the weekend where LeBron caught the ball in the wing, just took 2 steps.
Yeah, just randomly walks.
Took 2 steps.
And my favorite part when LeBron does that though, then he realizes it and he goes, just look. But I mean, this is getting ridiculous with these no calls and foul calls and stuff. Because then teams can challenge it and then it takes time away. Did you see that one referee that's from here? I forget his name because I don't care. The one that's always in the microphone reviewing stuff. He always does it dramatically, Did you see he pulled his hamstring on Friday, so he's out for the rest of the season? They hope to have him back by the end of the regular season.
Really?
Yes, he pulled his hamstring because he has to lean over the microphone so much to do replays.
Oh, brother.
And then go look at it, and then come back and lean in front of the microphone again to talk again. He pulled his hammy doing that. We got to protect these refs, Dale. We got to protect these refs. Folks, Monday's all wrapped up. Don't forget, text us, 623-252-6670. Hit us up on X as well.
Always remember, ladies and gentlemen, this is the same Steve McCullum who criticized my family picture being taking fun of another family picture and says it's ridiculous, and uncalled for.
It's ridiculous.
So take it all with a grain of salt.
You should have had a family picture inside of that family picture, inside of that family picture, made it look like a mirror. I didn't criticize it. It just drove me nuts.
Yeah, you said it drove you nuts.
It did drive me nuts.
Ruined your day.
I don't know if it ruined my day, but I was traumatized for a while. We'll see you all tomorrow, everybody. Bruce Cooper joins us on Tuesday. Come and join us. We'll see you then, everybody. McCollum on Business coming up at 11 as well. See ya. See ya.